are live on the Las Vegas Strip, right in the shadow of Mandalay Bay. As always, we've got producer Jim Dallas on the mic, co-host Brian Ichikawa. Got my son Logan with Kelleher Williams. The marketplace works with me. About to get licensed in California this coming year at the end of the year. And then Gary Kelleher, who not only been our home inspector for about 10 years, happens to be a current client. He actually just did Brian's house. Brian's a landlord himself. He's been doing some things the week before Super Bowl. We got actually a lot of different things we're going to touch on briefly. There's a lot of little things that we are going to hit. Football's coming up. Prop bets are going.
Yeah.
The big decision at our house is what all are we going to be cooking? Yes, you got wings. Yes, you got pizza. We're going to do a little barbecue. We're going to do some smoked barbecue as well. We got ribs coming, Logan.
Yep.
Got some ribs. Got some friends coming over there. How about you, Jim?
Yeah, wings and pizza. Maybe these little teeny weenies. You know, with,
I can hear you talking about them right here.
Yes.
We love the Smokies, the little Smokies.
Yeah.
Put them in a little barbecue, put them in a warmer, get them warm. We like to grill them, put them in. I could eat those all day.
Those are delicious.
Definitely. How about you guys?
Oh, fish.
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 It's all Asian people. It's gonna be fish.
It's gonna be fish.
Fish and rice.
Fish and
Get
rice.
as American as you can get at our house.
Burgers,
pizza.
Yeah, we're gonna do up the food. Got any prop bets? You guys, last week we were talking all the fun ones. Have you placed yours yet?
I like the shortest touchdown of the game.
Under a yard and a half.
Under a yard and a half. I really like that.
So how's that scenario go? Kickoff goes through. How does that work for you, and what does it pay?
Well, I mean, it's a standard. I mean, it's minus 110. And what you're going to find is if there's pass interference in the end zone, that's going to go to the 1 yard line, and they're going to score at that point.
Yeah.
And unless you're a Seattle circa, what was it, 2016 or whatever, and you throw an interception at the 1 yard line with Marshawn Lynch in the background. You guys remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, geez. And
Yeah.
the same team, the same matchup. What are the chances? You even heard the referees on that game said, can you believe with Marshawn, they actually threw it on there when they had a tank in the
And that's where they
background?
were. They were at the 1 yard line, so they should have scored a touchdown there, and 90% of the time you would. So I like that one for sure.
Speaking of the circa, we went recently, Brian and I went for an event on January 3rd with all the bigwigs there, the owner circa, right? Derek Stevens and such. We're going to be going this Saturday. We're going with a big spender. I'm not a big spender. I do not waste money on sports betting. I might place a little bit here, but we're going to be going for one of our big clients, current property management client. We're doing something good with. Going to talk money with Brian this Saturday night.
Oh, we are?
For our
Okay.
812 guy that's coming to town, Andrew. We already talked about that.
Oh, that one,
We're
yeah.
going to be going to the circuit for a little bit. From there, might place of bets. I want to thank Ticor Title. I got to mention Ticor in a timely manner. Jeremy Wallace was on last week. They partner in our show. I called Jeremy. I will tell you, Brian, you know this because you've been helping me out. The biggest single day of real estate, not only gross volume, but in units I've probably ever gotten was yesterday. So I called Jeremy Wallace and I said, listen, I've got multiple interviews tomorrow, listing presentations. I need multiple property profiles. I text him the address. He has them. The one I just need emailed, they're out of state. The other ones, they print them and do them up for me. Brian and I have 2 deals in escrow with Ticor right now. They are going to be closing up hopefully very soon. They are who I use. Guys, there's a lot of things going on in real estate. We know that Trump had mentioned the $200 billion in money being put out, the liquidity, Brian. It has increased, even though we're seeing that 10-year yield up very high, not the dollar amount that we'd like to see to stimulate sales. The rates are down.
The rates are down. I mean, they didn't shoot up a lot, but they're slowly introducing that 200 billion.
But that alone has brought down, has tempered it down. So right now, guys, if you look at the 10-year, every
morning
week we always talk about, I text Brian, man, the 10-year is a little on the high side. Ideally, if you're looking for more transactions, you're hoping to see it at 4 or below. That denotes a sub 6%
Correct.
yield,
On the average, yeah.
on the average. However, we're at like 4.293, but we talked last night. So I called Brian last night. We had a showing last night. We have somebody with very good credit. We're talking about them doing a VA loan, and you're talking 5 1/4, 5 3/4, not 3/4, 5.35 and stuff. You're getting those deals.
Yeah, no, they're out there. It's not too hard to get now in the FHA VA realm.
Yep.
In conventionals, you can still be under 6.
Yep.
So it's all out there. It's but right now you just don't see it publicized. It's not really put out there. It's not on billboards and on the websites yet.
So the people that watch CNBC or Bloomberg or Fox News in the morning, like I do, and they go on, they show this, Brian, right along the yield. They'll say the 30-year, and they say 6.30 and things, and they may get a little bit discouraged, but you are getting these done. We've mentioned a couple times, a few weeks in a row, you got a 5.75%, 743 purchase price, my buyer, and you got them down at 5.75.
Yeah, no,
only
there-
10%
it's all possible. So when someone says, I'll wait and do it, and when it's under 6%, it's already out there.
So when here's the thing about the waiting, right? You can see these, especially if you follow us on Facebook or Instagram, different things. You'll see these different memes. I'll wait until the time to market. There's something about lowering the prices that stimulates the transactions, guys. What happens if you do not address the supply? You have kind of this inverse action. Yeah, the rates go down, right?
Then demand goes up.
Initially you can afford more houses. What happens? Prices get driven up. Speaking of that's what we're hoping with your house, Gary. We've got a Brian, you've got a very nice house. It's you bought new in 2019. I helped move you into it, and here you got on the market for $9 1/4. Logan and I both did a split open house. We did a 4-hour open house last week. We did it. We've got a 5-bedroom, 3 full bath. Tell us about your house. It's at 7232 Western Sun.
Yeah, 7232 Western Sun Drive, 5-bedroom, 3 full baths, single story,
Yep.
which is nice, really nice.
Quarter-acre
And
lot.
Quarter-acre lot, 3-car garage, and it's only 6 years old, 7 years old. In really, really great shape, and yeah, it's on the market for $9 1/4, and for that family out there looking to expand and have more kids and things like that, and it'd be a great deal for them.
Well, speaking of more kids, you kicked one of them out. One of them already moved for a clean. So you've known, we've done a few houses together. So my son Logan and I, we get your house prepped. This is part of our actual prep. We'll kind of segue into this. You've got your garage, your wife does chores and things. So we actually had our packing ladies come over. We provide all the boxes and packing materials. We have the ladies come in. We had our professional cleaning ladies that come in uniform, do a nice clean. We came in, decluttered all your the garage. We actually brought more things than Brian into the garage, and it looks like there's more room. We doubled it, took all the extra boxes, got it all prepped up. We do drone photos, we do virtual tours, we put you on YouTube and doing all these things and get you as much traffic as possible. We bring that up because, Brian, did you see the story where they said last week applications were down 8.9%? Well, what they're citing is back east where people were tied up -2 degrees in places. My buddy sent me photos of the thermometer at 17 degrees in Dallas sledding down the road. But right now we are seeing a significant uptick
It's up.
locally right here that, I mean, you can see it empirically. The open houses, we did our open house, Logan, where we do the ice cream open house this week in our neighborhood for our 35th sale. We were bombarded with people out really looking, not just stopping by for ice cream. How are you doing,
Well,
Brian?
traffic's definitely up on the website, and we're getting more applications. They're all looking to see what they can qualify for.
So you're the ratepro.com. I keep talking about what a good site it is and how easy it is. Tell us about the loan, your loan company.
So basically, I work with Loan Factory, and the whole premise is to be very transparent. So you can go on there and you can do a scenario. And it's not just the ones you see online with just a FHA, VA. Whatever loan you like. It could be a bank statement loan, an investor loan that's DSCR. It could be one that's whatever you like. It'll be in there. You decide how much you want to put down, what your credit score is, and it'll even tell you if you qualify for incentives because your income level in that county. And it'll tell you what the pricing is, and then it'll tell you even what bank's offering it. I don't even hide that. No gatekeeping. We tell you what bank.
Well, part of the thing is, it's kind of like Nolan Ryan with the fastball. You're telling them right up front, and nobody can beat it. Tell them why your rate is pretty much unbeatable, and
Well,
you guarantee that.
Yeah, because what I do is whenever we do a loan, there's on a retail environment, let's say like Wells Fargo, Chase, whatever it is, they're going to have a lot of people they got to pay for. You got to pay for that branch. You got to pay for the managers and VPs, and I don't have that. So what I do is I
you
cut
cut
the
back
compensation.
Your mic's off there,
It's
buddy.
off.
So what you're talking about is that you've cut down that cost. You have an unbeatable program. When they log into the ratepro.com, they actually see your dashboard. They can see all the pricings, whether they're doing FHA, VA. We talked about DSCR. You can explain that more. That's an investor type
Yep.
deal. Keep going.
Yeah, no, they can pick out whatever they like. and they can see, like, if they want to buy the rate down, this is how much it costs. They can decide exactly what they want to do with the loans. There's no surprises, and from there they can apply. And with the applications, even with AI now, so you can actually upload your pay stubs, upload your tax returns, and that'll fill out your application. It'll extract all the data, so you don't have to do it. And then from there, we import the credit report to get all of your liabilities. So we try to streamline much as we can.
There we go. Very good. Talk about, for 1 minute, why would somebody want to buy? Talk about the break-even point, net
We have
tangible
that too.
outfit. When if somebody wants to compare, should I pay down my rate? The factors that go into that.
Yes.
But I want to do it. It's prepaid interest. Explain.
Correct. So all we're doing is we have a feature on our website. So if you compare, let's say, a loan rate, one rate to another, if I pay extra to buy it down, it'll show you the payment difference and how long it's going to take to make up that difference. It could be 5 years before that payment difference pays off. And if you only see yourself in that home for 3 to 5 years, it doesn't quite make sense. So you can see for yourself, does it make sense to buy a rate down or just take it as is? And go from there. And that's why sometimes also you can see if I put 20% down or if I only put 10% down, does the mortgage insurance really kill me that much? And what you'll find is it's better sometimes just to be liquid, to have the cash.
Some people really get tied up on that. Yes, it's non-deductible and such, but you can actually break that out and show why sometimes it may be worth paying that for a period, depending on your situation, your holding period for there, versus just doing another loan.
Yeah, and then you could see for yourself. And then, you don't always have to refinance in that situation. If you sell your house or another property, we could always do a recast.
We're running a little long on this. We got Gary Kelleher Home Inspection's been our inspector for us for years, just did Brian's home. When we come back after the break, we're gonna talk about some pitfalls and things you can do as a seller and things you should be looking for as a buyer. This is the Richard Husel Real Estate Hour. The one that I like to talk about because it's so relevant, it ruins more houses than anything, is the water and the running the water and doing different things.
Yeah.
Sewer scopes. That sewer scope leads you into the water, but nobody really does it. I mean, very few houses do I ever anybody ever say they're doing a sewer scope and things. What age do you think it should be? Like 15 years and older, 20 years and older?
Yeah. I mean, 15 years old or 20 years from that point. Yeah.
Let me ask you a question, Logan. I'm trying to put you on the radio a little bit more.
Sure.
Brian can ask
It's
questions.
just a little hard with the mic situation.
One thing maybe you can spot it better with bugs. That we had that house that you looked at. We got inundated with scorpions, and we couldn't get rid of them. So,
Ampere?
yeah, we had to remove every tree.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
All right.
What house was that?
The one that,
600 amperes?
Yeah,
One that you did for him a few
Yeah,
months ago?
we had so many scorpions. We couldn't.
Yeah, that's a
No
termite
kidding.
guy would come in to do that.
Yeah, he came in. He goes, I can try.
Did he get
It
him?
was so bad. They were coming from the roof.
You had the trees.
Yeah.
I got a tree
Yeah,
right now.
and those-
It's leaning, and I went to these people's house. I got the keys yesterday. I said
Scorpions
the
are-
scorpions like to go up, but guess what? They're going to find a way in the hot day or the extra cold to find your way to your roof. You want to make sure that you don't have those overhanging.
Yeah, we cut all the trees and bushes out. We just removed them. Had the tractor just pull them all out. And we pulled them. You should have saw it. There was thousands of baby
Wow.
scorpions.
So you,
Thousands of them.
Thousands.
Wow.
Under this, all in this tree roots.
yeah. From what I heard, they like to. That's what they do.
I didn't know if when you were inspecting if there's any like telltale signs.
No.
They're supposed to say on the SRPD is if they had previous infestation. Apparently they didn't. If they did,
Oh yeah, but scorpions. The guy was telling me is one of the few things they can't guarantee. He said we can guarantee a lot of things, but not scorpions.
Wow. Okay, 10 seconds. You were.
Nobody else can beat social Susie Lee with CD3 like Jeff Gunner. To learn more, go to drjeffgunner.com. Paid for by Gunner for Congress.
we're back on the Richard Husel Real Estate Hour with my co-host Brian Ichikawa, the RatePro.com. My son Logan, agent, Eagle Scout, very proud of him. Co-host Brian Producer Jim Dallas, we've got you back in studio. You've been on a few times. You know what, I was just gonna say, I sent you a link to my YouTube page, and I gotta tell you, I've got somebody who's built it for us. A buddy of mine that's in real estate that's been doing pretty well. He goes, you've got an awesome YouTube page. And I went on, I hadn't scrolled enough because I've had somebody built it. Logan's been doing things with it. Our Jane Rothy, our marketing team. I've got 3 videos of on you. So each of our content, you are on there talking about home inspections and such. Tell us who you are and what you've been doing. You are not only an inspector, you're still a licensed contractor in California. You've got a lot of experience building, correct?
Yeah, I actually came from the building trades, Kelleher Home Inspections, and here in Las Vegas for the past almost 15 years now. and yeah, just do a lot of inspections, and met you quite a few years ago,
Yep.
and inspections are always good. It was always good to do on houses because you just never know what you're going to have and what's going to come up, and on listing inspections too, you can do a lot of those. And
So like pre-listing before it goes to the market you're talking about versus waiting until, especially if you think there may be some latent defects and things, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, exactly, and defects and things like that. I got a couple of those coming up this week, getting ready to hit the market, and so yeah, it kind of gives the seller an idea what they're up against, so that way they don't get blindsided with a big list of things. And
Now,
yeah.
with that said, once you are aware of it as a seller, you do need to list those things on your SRPD. And I've had people want to do it before, and then sometimes they're like, you know what? Let's just leave it. I'm unaware of it at the moment. Willful blindness is what they call it legally. Let me ask you something different, because you've been on, we've asked you the same question. Logan and I have a deal in contract right now with KB Homes, brand new construction, dirt build going up. And they're like, do you know a builder? Now, you've done inspections for me for 11 years. I've never had you for a new home before. These people want one. Tell us about the new home process. First, are you qualified to be able to do that? In other words, they let you on? Because they don't let every inspector on the...
No, they don't. But yes, I've been on KB properties many times over the years. And I've done a lot of pre-inspections where you come in on when they're building the house, and then after they're finished with the house and things like that, and we just go through and thoroughly inspect. And you just never know what you're going to find. Sometimes you find screws that are poking through that could potentially get to the water pipes, things like that. Make sure everything's braced, and yeah, I've done a lot of new builds the last few years. That's really became real big in the home inspection department.
So we're talking with Kelleher Home Inspection. So what stage? So you get the slab, we build on slabs here, typically you don't see foundations. You're in the frame up stage. You want to see everything before that drywall, right? When's the best time to get in at that initial stage if you decided to bring somebody on and you're at that dirt build? Right before drywall?
Exactly, right before insulation, because when all the roughs are in,
sure,
the frames, the frames up, and it's all roughed in, and right before they insulate is really a good time, and in that way you can really see, you get a good look at everything, and go through it, and you just get a good look at, and then once the house is drywalled and all that, then you come back for a final, and one of the biggest things I've seen where they forget to insulate the attic after it's all said and done. That was I've seen that come up a couple of times, and so you just never know.
You would think, these big builders, Brian, these billion-dollar companies, and they come in and they're selling great products and great finish, and you think nothing slips through the crack, and there's these inspectors. You will not believe the things that get missed, right? The crew comes in and they miss hangers on the, there's a significant amount.
I noticed, like even our house, the rafters, like the nails.
Losing on that mic. I've seen, I follow a page, and this guy does new homes, and the builders hate him. He shows all the things that you would see that you would not think would get missed that actually do. And a guy like you can come in, point them out, get it up to code, right? That's what we're really doing, making sure you're a proper building code, not missing it. Probably a pretty good investment, yeah?
Yeah, exactly, and I was surprised to see, because you have a code inspector also walking through the property, and some of the things I would catch, so yeah, it's always good to do a home inspection, because you just never know what you're going to come across.
Well, remember, when you say a code inspector, these are county employees, right? They're typically working. Now, it's 109 degrees. They may not stick their head up quite as far as you may think they do. And then remember, they come in, they've got a builder, they go through. They don't get to always see everything. That's where you can actually come in and do it. when you get a new home, you basically, we'll call it a bumper-to-bumper warranty. So what we do, if you buy with us and new, we do that walkthrough with you and make sure you're getting everything you're entitled to. This is, we call it blue tape. They don't normally use blue tape exactly anymore. But what we do remind you is about 11 months out to come back and fix anything. So what we do is we send a reminder to our owners, whether they're rented or not. We've had some people buy brand new and do it. We go through and do a shakedown on that house. We do an inspection. If there's a tenant in, we've given them plenty of notice. We walk it and fix it. That's something you could come back out to and make sure they're getting their money's worth on that warranty. Remember, they come out and fix any of those items. Do you ever do them after? And you definitely could.
Yeah, I do 11-month inspections right before the 1 year. Go through the house and make sure everything is, anything that's going on with it, and do another inspection, and then you get another report, and that way you can go back to the builder and get things fixed.
I think you'll earn your money on those because the typical homeowner that doesn't do this for a living like you may not see some things. You can get those corrected in that time, in that quote bumper-to-bumper warranty period. Yep.
Yeah, exactly. Yep, that's exactly what it's about. So,
how about you, Brian? You were asking questions. We're asking. We'll switch back to resales. You were just talking about scorpions. Let me give you one little hint, and you had one on a property of yours. Tell us about your problem.
We had not just one or two. We had hundreds of them.
Hundreds.
More than that, everywhere. We pulled out. We had to pull all the trees out.
So I'm taking keys. I've got a house in Mountain's Edge, very, very nice. We walked the property. He goes, "Hey, what do you think of that tree?" I said, "Well, you've got this very mature palm, 2-story, and it's leaning over from the neighbor's house, not on theirs. It's encroaching the property line. Guess what? Those fans are going right over their house. Well, we know where these scorpions like to live. They'll go up in there, and I will tell you, on a very hot day or cold day, they're going to try to find the warmth of that roof and try to do it, nest into your property." So I will tell you, and lenders will do it, appraisers sometimes will. You're supposed to get all that biological off of your house, which means anything that's growing, right? Is that a pretty good estimate to get all that stuff off there, Gary?
Oh yeah, every time I see trees like that, I always say you should trim those back, and but yeah, the termites will and
termites as well.
Scorpions.
So
Yep.
we do see termites here in Vegas, but most people think we don't. But you ever dealt with termites? I know you don't do that inspection, but have you seen the termite signs?
I haven't seen it a whole lot, but
Northwest?
I do. I'm not really out looking for them myself, just because they're
not super typical, but they are around. But you cut down your trees, Brian, on that road.
Everything was gone.
You got rid of them.
Took it all out.
Scorched earth. You don't have an HOA. You can get away with that. We're going to run up on a break in a minute. We're going to talk about some different things beyond this. We'll bring Gary back. We switched to the agency, by the way. We've been Keller Williams all around. I love Keller Williams here with property management with KW Commercial, but in San Diego, I am now with the agency. I'm going to tell you why we are with them. I actually do my onboarding next week. One of the top luxury brokerages in the country, and in La Jolla, we have one of the highest grosses, top 20 in the whole country. Why I'm going there, how I can do it, how Brian and I can take care of loans for you, and Logan's going to get licensed there as well, and we're going to be doing some things. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back. This is the Richard Husel Real Estate Hour.
What was that, 20 more hours for California? Logan?
Yeah, it takes a while.
What, to get licensed down there?
Logan just helped me. I'm not supposed to say it, but he just helped me finish my Oregon CEs. I'm too busy to do all that crap. So I've got a $2 million deal.
Video is CEs? Oh,
No, there was no way to be able to get away with it if it was camera. But,
Well, sometimes, I'm lucky.
Well, I'm doing my commercial right now. I was on for an hour and a half, and I didn't miss. I walked out, I turned the light low, and I left the camera. Hopefully they didn't see it. It was over at 5. I'm doing my commercial, continuing education.
What, right now?
Oh yeah, that's where you were doing
It's
today.
for my new, because I got a
what a pain.
$15 million listing presentation for a commercial property. $15 million. It's one I actually have a
Where's that,
shot
here in
at.
town?
Yeah, it's on Charleston, 2.7 acres. Gaming license. It's a business, and I don't understand if he's selling the business or he's just trying to sell the property. He's not going to get 15 without the property, but Brian's going to go with me for some moral support if we need to talk finances. In fact, I was doing commercial math today. So
Yeah, I was
I'm
gonna
hoping
say-
I don't get hit with any crazy math questions, but I actually know the formulas and things.
How many people would qualify for a loan on something like that?
Well, that kind of place, it's all based on income potential.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do what's called highest and best use. You might be able to put a gas station there or something, but is it better to do Dottie's or something?
I haven't seen that place busy in years.
Hmm.
Hush Puppies, you remember that place?
Those
I
are
gotta do the traffic, yeah, we still have a couple of minutes.
Mom's telling me what I'm doing wrong.
It's powered by Meineke Car Care Center. Right now, you can get an oil change for only $34.95. Meineke, doing car care right.
Couple of freeway accidents causing congestion, 50 northbound at Lake Mead, 11 south at Charleston. Injury incidents right now, Nellis at Stewart, Charleston at Buffalo, and do expect some slow flows there on the 215 westbound at the 15 interchange. That is there south of Allegiant Stadium on the Southern Beltway.
Technology is an exciting space that is revolutionizing war and domestic security. If you are an accredited investor and have interest in a pre-acquisition
Police
company,
activity at Nancy Guthrie's home.
Nancy Guthrie.
Savannah Guthrie's mother, who was
Oh, really?
kidnapped,
Found
and
blood.
yeah, they found blood at the home. She's been missing since Saturday night.
Oh, Jesus.
Someone had to
She's
carry her out.
84 years old.
Right.
And apparently the kidnappers want bitcoins or something.
They want to be paid in Bitcoin.
Yeah, they're asking for a ransom to be paid in bitcoin.
Who is Savannah Guthrie?
She's on the Today Show, right?
Wait,
She's
that
on the
sounds
Today
familiar.
Show. Yeah.
Oh, Savannah Guthrie.
She's on the Today Show.
Okay.
What does she do? I've never.
Well, she's like just another like a personality like with Al Roker and stuff.
Right, yeah, but she doesn't do the regular desk.
No,
These
she
people,
just
these people are gonna get caught.
She does like the weather or something like that.
something, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they should get
The
caught.
Today Show. I have to check that out because I've never watched it. But they.
She was supposed to be one of the big hosts for NBC at the Olympics.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
She looks like Kitty Couric when she was
That's
younger.
Savannah Guthrie up
Yeah,
there.
a little bit. Yeah.
Is that the mom? Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's the mom right
That's
there.
the mom they stole.
Yeah.
Stole her.
Right. Just picked her up and took her out
Yeah.
because she doesn't look like she's 80 something.
Oh, that's probably not.
She's got
Picture
physical
of her.
limitations too, and she's on medication.
Well, she was already in a chair, probably. It was easy.
Yeah.
They just
Could
moved
be.
her out. Wow.
They want to get paid in Bitcoin.
They can still trace that. Though.
Yeah. All right, here we come.
How would you sell it? A digital asset, or rather cash?
Yeah.
We're back on the Richard Husel Real Estate Hour. Have you guys heard about the Trump home plan? This is pretty new. We were just talking about this, so we don't know all the details yet. But this is a story today that's saying, what is a Trump home? It's a new plan for helping the housing market. You know, Brian, when we talk about rates going down, that sounds good. It talks about affordability, but often it's initial affordability because the house prices have not
The
caught up.
demand that goes up.
So what happens, you put more buyers into the market. So if you overstimulate the market with bringing down these rates and things, yet you don't address the supply concern, it just kind of yin-yangs. Yeah, my payments went down a little bit. Now I got to pay higher on the price. So it's 6 of one, half dozen of another, as we saw in the COVID times, right? We got
Yeah.
the rates super low, but the prices went through the move. So this new plan is called the Trump Homes. Would allow entry-level homes to be sold via pathway to ownership. It's a program funded by fully by private investors. If you read a little bit further, and this is coming from Newsweek, the Trump Home idea is emerged with Lennar Corp, which is the largest builder in the U.S. Taylor Morrison, who builds right here and in the Southwest. What they're looking to do is actually build these, Brian. They're calling for a spree of entry-level homes. They're going to ease some zoning, do a little bit higher density
like
homes.
a lease purchase,
It's going to be like a
right?
lease purchase program. And this, while this has not happened yet, everything that Trump says he's going to do, for the most part, he does, right? We were talking about releasing the $200 billion, bringing down some rates, and it did it very, very quickly.
God, he's so evil.
He signed the executive order to not allow all the investors. If you think about it, the big landlords get in. What do? They don't go buy the multi-million-dollar homes. They buy the lowest price homes they can. They clean them up, and they raise that baseline for the affordability. We know affordability is a tough thing. So the concept's being floated by some of the builders. So the builders would get involved. Entry-level homes being sold to private investors who would in turn offer the properties purchased for rent. So basically, it's almost like a lease to own.
Yeah.
It allows you to get in and do it. We've also hearing about the 401k. Of course, you can borrow money against your 401k. This is being floated right now, and he could possibly do it as an executive order that allow you to take money penalty free and be able to use that to be able to get into your home. These are
Yeah,
obviously
so no
things.
penalty, and in turn that means no income tax on your money. So,
There you go.
So that would help, and then you're not making not a mortgage, but a payment against that.
Right, so now when you do it, you get a withdrawal penalty, then sometimes you have to actually pay an interest to pay it back depending on your
Yeah,
actual.
you can get a loan against your 401k, or if you take the money out, you pay a penalty.
Real good. So when I want to bring something up, I'm going to switch gears. I brought up the agency and I'm bringing it up right now. So you and I are doing a deal. We closed a deal in South Lake Tahoe recently. The home that actually is going to be a flip and turn back around. Multi-million-dollar properties. I've got a $2.5 million new deal going on in Pasadena. You are my lender of choice there. I'm a San Diego guy, born and raised. I just moved from my Palm Spring address, and I officially got in last week. I'm going to be down there in La Jolla. All the services I'm known for, which is bringing all your boxes, packing materials, helping you with your move, whether you're moving here to another state. If you have a loved one, I can handle that for you. I love going to California. I want to go, and you can handle the loans
I
right
can do
here.
the loans, yep.
So you
In
do the loans
California.
there. You close a deal for us in Florida. We spoke about a very expensive deal in Florida as well. They can actually look it up and find the loan for you there. So if you're listening, you want a second opinion on the loan that you have. In fact, our deal on KV Homes, you're actually talking to him right now because the rate they gave him, because it was a dirt build, not a quick move. Those quick moves are still giving very good rates.
It's kind of
still.
hard to foresee what's going to happen 6 months from now.
Sure.
But yeah, that's as far as comparison is concerned. Yeah, we can beat that, but who knows what's going to happen in 6 months?
Who knows
But,
where we're going to be in 6 months? Let's go back to some of the investor things, because the people that listen to the show, that give us calls and do things, we have a lot of smaller landlords and things. Talk a little bit about some investor things. Let's talk about investors. We were talking about DSCR. Nobody can remember
So the
what that name is.
DSCR is debt service coverage ratio, and what's nice about that loan is they don't care about your job, they don't care about how much money you make. All they care about is your credit and how much money you're putting down. That's all they care about, and from there they'll make the loan based on the cash flow of the rental property.
So put that in perspective. You've got good credit, you're working, maybe you're a W-2 employee, you're an electrician making $80,000, $90,000 a year. You have a home, you maybe have a mortgage on that. You want to buy another home, but under traditional models, you go, oh, you don't make enough income, right? Coming out of the mortgage crisis, we have these ratios there so we don't over leverage the market, have people failing and hurting everyone. You're able to actually take the projected income of a rental.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we do an appraisal. So we don't take someone's word for it. We do an appraisal and a rent analysis, so they could see what the market rent is for that property. So if the payment for the rent you're going to receive is $2,000, your mortgage payment needs to be pretty close to that number. If you go a little bit above, we're okay, but you just don't want to be a situation where the mortgage payment is $3,000 and your rent payment's $2,000. You don't want too big of a spread.
Too big of a spread, so you're able to do it. So people are using this, want to get into further
Yeah, you need
properties
more
want to buy
properties,
both.
and the nice thing about this is, you have the money down, they don't care where you get it, but they can actually have a situation where you could have 10 of these, it won't matter. As long as the numbers make sense, they'll do it, so they're not gonna use your income to cap you.
So we're talking about commercial, right? We're doing commercial real estate. For 2 minutes, by the way, we have our largest listing presentation I've ever had, and it's actually on commercial. I've got a $15 million listing coming behind somebody else who did not get it done. But put all my efforts in. You are coming with me as some support. So we're going to be talking about financing options. Yes, some of these big loans go with regular retail banks, but you can help out on all this as well.
Yes, because, of course, certain banks, if you have a relationship with them,
Sure.
they're gonna have some extra benefits for you, but they can't do everybody, and that's kind of where I come in.
There you go.
It's there's always gonna be the ideal borrower. That's who the big guys want, but then everybody else, they need help too. That's where I'm at.
Well, let me switch gears. Gary, Kelleher Home Inspections. So we know you do new construction. Of course, you do all the traditional resale. You've got somebody, they're looking at a property in that pre-inspection. Can you come over? You built steel stud buildings, did drywall and all that. Is it a good idea on a commercial, industrial, retail to actually get a home inspection? Not a home inspection, property inspection as well?
Yeah, doing commercial inspections, the metal studs, drywall, making sure the grid ceiling has all the wires up on it and the lights are tied off, and you know, the bathrooms, checking out and make sure the grab bars are in place, and yeah, it's I've done quite a few commercial inspections, and actually I'm a commercial guy. That's my background before I got into home inspecting.
You framed steel stud buildings and such, is that just, yep.
Steel stud buildings, from tenant improvements all the way up to grocery stores, super Walmarts, things of that nature. And so yeah, I'm really experienced in that particular work. I did that for 22 years.
In traditional residential real estate, we have these rules, guys, you know, as you know, SRPD, seller's real property disclosure. You have to tell everybody what was wrong, whether it's fixed or not. But you're playing with no lanes on the bowling lane with this. This is the big league with commercial. You have to kind of uncover your own issues. Yes, you're not supposed to permanently, you know, fraudulently hide things, but it's really kind of on you to make sure that property's up to snuff.
It's all your own responsibility. It's all your own due diligence. So that's why you have to hire attorneys. You have to hire everybody else just on your behalf.
Yep. So we're doing commercial, guys. I want to tell you what we can do for you that maybe some of the big guys don't, or they're going to overcharge you for. So we will do renderings for your property. We have 1920 South Maryland Parkway right now. We have listed. It's right on the corner of St. Louis and Maryland. It's right with the new light rails going. It's going to connect the downtown, connect the hospital there. Right now, that's a traffic jam. It's a high traffic area for ambulances and such. So they're going to make that a better, more useful area to go through. More traffic, higher flow through there. We're doing renderings for that. We're doing drone photos. We're taking care of things. We're helping if you have a build out, right? That's a big thing, right, Brian, right? Somebody buys a property, they want to make it suit for them, right?
Own improvements.
Owner improvements and things. We will actually help you out with that. And what I mean by that, we will meet contractors, get this pricing, help you handle that out, because that is a major portion, right?
Yeah, it's a big thing. You have to customize the property for your purpose.
There you go. So we can handle all that. If you have any questions on that, if you're talking about needing cash flow, you want a multiplex, regular traditional real estate agent can help you with 4 homes. Anything over 5 units and more is considered commercial. I can help you with that, help you with the money. I'm a property manager. We can do it. Brian, can you help somebody out on a loan like that?
Oh yeah, no, we got plenty of options for that. You know, it's not just SBA type of things too, because SBA is going to be more for if you're buying it for your own personal use. But if you're buying a building as an investment, it's a whole different thing. So we can do it, and we don't have to do 5-year balloons. We actually can do a 30-year fixed.
Well, we know this. We've been seeing the market, the industrial in our area locally. We got retail on the commercial side. The industrial is doing pretty well. However, tell us about the DSCRs. This is another shoe that's going to be coming to drop. The difference between traditional residential, 30 years, 15 years, but normally we do amortized payments. They're shorter with balloons, and we got a lot of that being reset.
Amortized over 20 years or 25, 30 years, but they're due in 5 or 7 years. But then what happens is, back then, it made sense.
We're talking back then, we're talking about since COVID times.
20 years, yeah,
low
2020, 2021, it made sense. The rates were low, so the rents were calculated based off of that. If you have those same tenants, and it only went up 3% a year, and this new loan comes out, and the rent payment didn't go up that much, but the rate's going to double.
Yep.
It doesn't make sense anymore. So the banks don't want to touch it.
So now the value, because we're talking about lower rents, we're going to have a big shakeup, aren't we?
Yeah, it's already happening.
It's already happening. So what happens is, if you cannot refi it, you may have to either resell it, foreclosures, bring on partners and other less favorable terms, and get and talk. If that happens to be you, you're probably aware of it. You should get out in front of it, and because a lot of these resets are coming in the third and fourth quarters of 2026. You are going to see some volatility, I believe, in different areas in the market. And here,
the banks know it's coming, and so they're trying to work with the people already, because they know it's not going to work, and they don't want to foreclose on you. It's expensive.
Well, they found out coming out of the crisis of the residential, is that they looked at it as a kind of an autopsy and realized that had they worked with more people, what happens is you start getting those foreclosures, brings down the whole value for the system, and really put a hurt. So right now they're more likely to work with you than they were in years past, just from the lessons of the Great Recession.
Yeah, no, it's not going to be hopefully as bad as before.
We're coming up on another break. Guys, Super Bowl's right around the corner. Fun things. It sounds like more fun than talking about real estate. We're gonna take a little break. We're talking more with Gary. Thank you to our partner, Ticor Title, our partner in for escrow. This is the Richard Husel Real Estate Hour.
Was the commercial real estate in trouble, Brian?
Yeah, it's coming up.
It's coming up.
Yeah.
It's gonna get pretty hard.
Yeah, because
They lent money based on values that were here, and now they've declined in some sectors, so you can't refinance the money because the money's down,
Right.
and so they based it on, right? I mean,
yeah,
that's-
and then a lot of these offices, everyone's we're not going to work anymore.
Right.
And now that's part of what motivated us back to the office mandate.
Okay.
Is
Because
it's like, hey, no, we're stuck with this
the
office
value.
space.
We're gonna make
We
you
can't
come
get
in.
out of it, so you may as well force them to come back. So it's they
So
gotta
is
get
it all over the United States or
All
just
over.
all over?
We should certainly-
In third or fourth quarter, that's what he's talking about.
Yeah, because you look at it, it was a 5 year. Usually it was amortized over 30 years, 20 years, but they were doing 5. So you think about it, 2020, 2021 is when we had the lowest rates. So those 5-year balloons are coming up.
What's that?
2 hours tomorrow. Right.
Yeah.
That means if you do it as if you're going to do 30 years,
Yeah.
but it's a balloon and do it 5.
So it makes your payment lower, but you have to,
But
owe
you got
the
a
money.
balloon in 5 years?
Mhm.
Oh my God.
So I got an offer today, got offered half down, $450 cash on the property. Same thing, he wants to pay 6.5% interest. Amortize it as if it's 30, but he's gonna pay it off in between 36 and 48. That's where we're at right now. So,
So what's that gonna do to the residential?
It won't nothing to do with residential.
No.
because we really,
No.
that's where the safeguards were put in a little bit. So that's a commercial thing. What's it really gonna do? The places aren't gonna go away. The owners will change. There'll be commercial bankruptcies, the LLCs, people taking the shorts, there'll be write-downs. Somebody will rebuy it. I mean, that's probably,
What's gonna happen? Okay.
That Dr. Jeff.
Yeah.
I had dinner with that guy.
Dr. Jeff
Did you?
Duncan.
Yeah.
I interviewed him on the 23rd with,
I sure hope he beats
liked
Susie
him.
Lee. Yeah.
yeah, I've got him on my Instagram page. He's real nice.
He was up against Sam Brown at the time, and I
Yeah.
liked him better than Sam Brown.
Yeah, Sam lost. Too bad.
It was between those two, you remember? And then
Mhm.
and then Trump pulled his support.
Yeah.
But he was an ambassador for a while.
Yeah, to Iceland, which is different from
Make
Greenland.
Iceland great one again.
Yeah, all right, here we go.
We are back with the Richard Husel Real Estate Hour live on the Strip. Brian Ichikawa, my co-host with theratepro.com. That is your website to be able to go figure these things out. He's the guy to talk to because I will tell you, as an agent, I'm not supposed to take any money from lenders. So all agents are going to refer to whoever is going to make their job easy. And I will tell you, the deal that we're working on last night, kind of complicated. It's a VA loan. They're convinced they can keep their property, do another VA loan, and do it. But your experience, you're coming in and say, listen, I'm going to set you up for success. I don't want you to fail on this, and you got some answers for them, and all of a sudden they went in thinking they could do something last night. Your experience kind of helped them. We're on the right path. We are going to make this deal work. We're going to rework this, but you can help with that.
Yeah, no, it's you have there's calculations for making all this work, and the VA is really strict about things. So it's not as easy as it was before to house hack, I guess you could say, using a zero down and going from one to the next. So you have to move on one at a time.
Real good. So we do our service model. People kind of know us and say, why are you on the radio? What have you been doing to do fairly well doing it? So we have this one call, we handle it all concept where years back I said, agents seem to make a lot of money. I owned a moving company in the past. I said, what if I help people with those moves and take care of all of those little chores they don't like to do, like getting their house ready, buying the boxes, and doing it. It's been going pretty well for us. We are bringing on some people, aren't we, Logan? So Logan and I, I've resisted being a team. I've been a solo guy. We officially turned into the Richard Husel Real Estate Team. I had to sign a new agreement with my brokerage. We had Bonnie Berkowitz on last week. We are working on really working with different groups. So we have a new attorney letters. If you are a an attorney, you work in probate, trust, elder care. You need somebody that can actually help in this time where maybe you have a simplified probate or full probate. Sometimes the beneficiary guys or the trustee, they're in a world of hurt. They need to get some things done on this property. They can't quite sell it yet. We can fix some items for you, take care of some things, help you get things moved, and do things that I don't know of any other agent that's quite doing. If you're in a situation like that, maybe you have a senior, parents are seniors, you need a little bit of help with that packing process, the decluttering, ideas on where you should go and some help, give us a call. You're working on a deal right now for us with the reverse purchase. So I've got a seller. We've got an extension. They've had some health issues. They have waited. Unfortunately, one of them lost some income. We're looking at doing a reverse purchase. Many people know what a reverse mortgage is. Describe what a reverse purchase is and how it can actually work.
Yeah, you use a reverse mortgage to buy the home.
Okay.
And as long as you qualify with your age, that's the biggest thing is age.
So if it's 62 is the minimum, but if somebody is a further age, you can change it. So based on the actual age and birthdays, correct?
Yep, you go by the birthday and everything else, and then that'll determine what loan to value. That means how much money that you can get compared to the value of the house. And that'll determine how much money they got to put down. But then the balance as a reverse mortgage, they're not making a payment on it.
Okay, so it's typically somebody maybe coming from a house, they have some equity, maybe a larger house like my situation, they're downsizing a little bit, they're taking that equity, you come up with a formula for them based on their years. And it's not always the best, it is a loan, but it's something that's actually good for people, especially if they get into it and maybe they lose their income down the road, they don't come back.
It's, yeah, that situation about losing income, but also you have people that said, I was going to buy the house cash, but then with the amount they had, they couldn't buy the house they wanted. So this lets you buy a little bit more house and not have to make the payment on it.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit different way of looking at it. And so there is a program to make sure that you understand what you're getting into with the reverse mortgage. So they
A little
need to
bit
go
of
through
education,
counseling.
make sure that you're actually qualified and do that. I got to tell you, people always ask agency, how are you doing? How's the market and things? I saw the story that came out. It was on Unusual Whales today. It was on Redfin. You know this. We've seen how many fewer loan officers are out there. The story today said 71% of agents did not sell a single home last year. Those are nationwide numbers, very much here and local. And the reason I'm bringing that is I sold a few houses, not as many as I would like, but I was in the top 1.49% in the country as a solo agent. Who you list with actually matters, don't you think, Brian?
It does.
Who does your mortgage and what their perspective? Because if you call an agent, you see their pretty picture. 70% of people hire the very first person they do, and they come over and go, no, the market isn't very good right now. Because why? Their personal perspective may be very low versus somebody like us. We have about half of 1% of all the listings in Vegas are ours right now, which isn't that many, but it's more than most. Our perspective is a little bit different. The market is warming up, guys. So if you are sitting on the sidelines, we're talking about rates trending down a little bit, talk about a traditional spring buying season, you may want to get a loan tune-up. Talk to Brian, see where you are at for a loan. Talk to somebody like me to get your house tuned up and say, hey, would you like to get out there a little bit before the competition? Now, you're doing a little downsizing, Gary. You've got a big house, what are we at, 3,400 square feet. You're becoming an empty nester. Your son that works with you doing loans flew the coop since last time I was at the house, walked in, when you got your photos ready, all gone. You're going to downsize it a little bit. You're beating out the competition with, we know, a traditional spring buying season. You're out doing some looking yourself right now.
Yeah, exactly. Me and my wife are out looking. We're just looking to downsize a little bit. And yeah, my oldest son, he moved out, flew the coop. Actually, he's a home inspector, and actually he's done quite a few inspections this week.
Now he's living on his own. He realizes that it actually costs to live on your own. He took off for a little freedom, but now he's got a few bills to pay. He's going to get out earning something for you. But right now we're seeing, as I said, the traffic's picked up. Wait till rates go down another quarter point. That's a big drop, by the way, guys. They don't necessarily move in true quarters, but you can beat out that competition.
Yeah, no,
a
you can
little
do that
bit right now.
It's excuse me, it's not that big of a deal to get the payment down. There's every lender they're all trying to beat each other out, so that we have access to 250 of them, so we could see who has the best offer at that moment.
I'm going to give last 60 seconds, and we're going to talk more about a little bit of fun with this weekend. If you need a home inspection, you need got to get a new purchase, talk to Gary Kelleher. Give us your site, Gary.
Yeah, it's KelleherHomeInspections.com, and then also phone number 702-265-2118. That's 265-21118. And yep, can take care of
On
all
my
your needs.
Instagram, he's got a site. I've got 3 videos on my YouTube page. He does the drone inspection, does FLIR, which is the forward-looking infrared. It helps you find moisture. He can do the scopes. You got an older property. We've talked about it before. How much money you saved finding some things for us. Brian with the ratepro.com. Got Logan is my my go-to man. He's going to make some money this year. We are getting lots of deals. We appreciate it. On to the fun stuff, guys. You guys can make some bets. Where today's out. What do you think?
I was hearing today where there was a prop where it's 250 to 1.
Yeah.
Both teams will score a safety in the game.
251.
That's worth like $10 right there, just to put it in, just for fun, right?
I think I'll throw 10 on that.
250 to 1.
So they changed the rule that anybody unilaterally could not, like one person couldn't affect it. You guys remember the story a few years back? The guy placed a significant bet. I mean, I don't know how much the money was. That there'd be a streaker on the field. So he placed a bet there would be. He got arrested for it.
And he
had
did, yeah.
he had a singlet on, which is basically a one-piece. He hit
I remember
the
that.
thing. Got arrested and won $357,000. That's probably worth going to jail for a day for disorderly conduct.
And I remember the announcer saying, yeah, here we go, don't show it.
You're right.
Yeah, they didn't want to show the streaker.
You thinking you might do that this year? You do it
What,
just
streak?
for fun. You do it just for fun, wouldn't you, Brian?
Yeah.
You wouldn't even place a bet.
Yeah, no, I just free.
What about you, Logan? What are your
I
bets?
think the best value bet right now I couldn't believe the line was so low. Is Trey Henderson's rushing line. I saw it was at like 17 or 18 yards, something ridiculous. Like
For who?
definitely a smash. The backup running back for the Patriots.
Oh, Travion Henderson.
Yeah, behind Stevenson. So
That is a good, yeah.
I saw the line was at like 17. I was like, wow, that's very low.
That is very low.
That's like 3 to 5 carries right there. Pretty low.
Right.
So.
And the quarterback, Drake May, 37.5 yards, and they're a rushing team. I like that.
They are.
I like over.
Who's going to
for-
win? Who's going to win outright?
Seahawks.
Seahawks?
I think the
Seahawks
Seahawks
are
do
gonna
win, but
The Patriots have the coach, but
What about
I mean,
Bad
the
Bunny?
Seahawks.
but
offense
4.5
is ridiculous.
points. That's
Bad
maybe a
Bunny.
field goal game.
So now the question is, you going to watch Bad Bunny? You going to watch the
I'm not watching
alternative? I
turn
gotta tell
the
you,
TV
I
off
love
at
salsa
halftime
music. I love to
show.
dance that. I
I'm
don't
gonna
know
watch.
any
I don't know
Bad
his
Bunny-
music.
I don't know any Bad Bunny songs, but
Me
the
neither.
NFL thinks.
I'll
he's
watch
somebody to bring on.
Turning Point USA. Absolutely.
What about you,
100%.
Jerry? You gonna watch? You gonna watch your Bad Bunny?
Yeah,
guy?
exactly. We got a big Super Bowl bash to go to this weekend. I don't watch a whole lot of NFL, but playoffs and Super Bowl I do watch. So
Yeah, so many
Yeah.
people do, right? We don't watch it all the time, but it's exciting. Speaking of football, this time next year, the college football champions is going to be right here at Allegiant Stadium. We appreciate you listening to the Richard Husel Real Estate Hour. If you need help with a loan, theratepro.com. Gary Kelleher, Home Inspections. Give me a call if you need anything related to real estate commercial. We appreciate you listening. This is the Richard Husel Real Estate Hour.